Morning everyone, how are you? What a fantastic day, eh? Absolutely beautiful. Don't hear much of the birds and that now, which is quite unusual, maybe because it's been raining last night quite heavily. So we're still on episode 6 today of Powerful Ways of Overcoming Fear. Right now, and getting through fear is really a skill that anyone can learn. The problem is that most people actually cling to their fears because they believe it's a part of who they are. But if you're ready to face your fears, if you aren't ready to face your fears, you probably won't go beyond them, and it will probably hold you back. Morning Louise. Morning Louise, how are you? But remember, there's nothing wrong with your fear holding you back, as long as you recognise that. And everything will happen in its own time. And we did talk about that. This is the point of readiness. This is the point where your opportunity meets with, right, I'm ready to go. And that's effectively point of readiness. You can graph it for all those geeky statisticians out there. And mathematicians. I only know that because I've graphed it. Oh, that's better. So, it will hold you back, point of readiness. And yesterday we spoke about perspective. We also spoke about surrendering to what's happening and actually going with the flow and actually stop fighting against it. About your story, the story you tell yourself. And also to release control. So let's have a look at some more ways you can actually deal with fear itself. Morning Francis. How are you, Francis? You good today? Help. No me saying help. It's okay, don't call the police or anything. It means be kind to others. That's what the help I'm meaning. If you're shy, focus on helping people instead of being self-conscious about how you look or sound when you talk. Flip it to other people and make yourself feel good. This is really similar to taking action and doing something. I mean, when you think about the logic of it, we all know helping other people and getting praise for helping other people is, I don't know, it's a wee bit, if I use the word selfish, because you know that actually the praise motivates you and it gives you a boost. So in a roundabout way, by helping other people, you're helping yourself. And that's what I mean by help. That's one of the most powerful ways to overcome fear, and an easier way to overcome fear. So meaning, I believe we all go through things for a reason. This includes the fear that we have. Morning Alana. It also includes overcoming fear and learning the lessons that come out of it. This may not be the case 100% of the time, but when we look back at the challenges and fears in our life, we see that more than often than not, that delivery exactly of the message that we had and the fear we had at that time was actually needed. And it corresponded with everything. And for me personally, if I look back, a lot of the things that I was quite fearful about and quite concerned about, it actually led to something else later on, which was actually even better. So in a roundabout way, there was a plan, if you believe in that sort of thing. This includes things like spiritual depression and the dark night of the soul. Some people go through it and actually help other people go through it as a result of that. So model. Now, I'm not talking about modelling clothes here. I'm talking about finding someone who had their fear, that that has managed to overcome it, and actually find out how they did it. Morning, Sarah. Getting in touch with them and asking them how they did it, and see if it works for you as well. And that's what I mean by modelling. If you want to become successful in a certain field, then you look at other people who are successful in that field, find out what they did, and actually copy them. That's all you need to do. I'm no daft. I don't reinvent the wheel. I just make it better. Pray. Now, before you switch off, because it's associated with religion, pray is just another word for inner self-talk. Morning, Bridget. Mastering that wee voice in the back of your head, right there. The one that keeps telling you what makes you think you're so special? Well, I tell you, I am. And you are. Consider praying for guidance on how to start overcoming a specific fear. Prayer is similar to meditation. It's just another word. In the end, it doesn't matter what you choose as long as it works for you. And really, that's it. People that focus on one single thing and actually think about it and talk it through and go through that process. And that is kind of like how people pray. So when people say, please pray for that person, give them that energy, that's effectively what you're doing. You're passing on that inner being of yourself to that other person, and you're throwing out that energy into the universe, and it's coming back to you, and it's passing on to other people as well. It's like anything. You know, if you do something, it's infectious to others. So if you smell, or you laugh, you'll probably find you smell yourself, because it's infectious. WTWTCH. Well, what's the worst thing that could happen? So WTWTCH, what's the worst thing that could happen? If you're afraid of public speaking, imagine yourself on a stage with everyone laughing at you. That might be quite daunting, but how do you feel afterward? You're still alive, aren't you? Life goes on. I used to do some talks now and again, and I used to get everybody to shout at me, no. And I used to say to them, I've just got 100 no's. And has it really bothered me? I'm still here. And this was all about sales, a continuous no, 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 no. But at the end of the day, the more no's you get, the more likely you are to lead to a yes. Because it's just around the corner. And I know it's just a yes waiting to happen. It just has to have the right circumstances for the person. That's all. Now, even if everyone does laugh at you, you can keep moving forward and succeed, and share the story of how you stumbled and succeeded anyway. Why do you think that most successful people in their field hone their talent? They test things out on a smaller scale, and if it works for them, they roll it out. If it doesn't, they've minimised the risk. And that's how they think about what's the worst thing that could happen. The downside. They plan for it, but they don't expect it. Remember, there can be no victory without defeat. In other words, without a struggle, you can't be victorious at all. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.